Hey everyone, welcome back to Jeff Teaches Bowling. I'm here at the Pro Shop at Strikers Lanes down here in Sunrise, Florida, and I'm with Steve Johnson. And Steve is going to be throwing the brand new Brunswick Hypnotize. So this is a follow-up ball to the Mesmerize, which was a very aggressive top-of-the-line asymmetric solid ball. And this Hypnotize uses the same core, but it's a hybrid. So Steve, you've thrown the Mesmerize a lot.
Yes.
Steve, so if you don't know, is a one-handed bowler, not a two-hander, and he's left-handed. Is probably one of the most powerful left-handed bowlers down here in South Florida. So he throws a pretty heavy, powerful strike ball. So if you're a high-rev player or a lefty, you'll probably get a lot of use watching this video. Steve, so what does the Mesmerize do for you? What do you expect this ball to be a little different?
Yeah, so the Mesmerize is the biggest hooking ball in my bag. I even drilled it pinned down to try to make it a little less dynamic, and it is still the biggest hooking ball in my bag. I fully expect this Hypnotize to fit in between my Mesmerize and Ethos Hybrid. I do believe this will be stronger, a little earlier than the Ethos Hybrid, and not as strong as the Mesmerize, because nothing is as strong as the Mesmerize.
So you haven't actually thrown this ball yet at all?
No, I drilled this ball. I have not thrown a shot. I'm telling the truth. We're going to warm up here in a minute. Still not throwing the ball, and then you guys will get to see the first one live.
Yep, absolutely. So in case you don't know about the Mesmerize core, the RG is 2.51. The differential, the Mesmerize and Hypnotize, they both use the same core.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So the core is 2.51 RG. The differential is 0.056, and the intermediate differential is 0.017. So this ball has a very strong core, so let's take it out to the lane and see if we can get some strikes with this thing. Thanks.
Let's do it.
All right.
Here we go, guys.
All right, so we're down on the lanes here at Strikers. We're bowling on just our normal house shot, which, truth be told, not that forgiving on the left side. I don't know, it's the only bowling center in the country where they're not walled up on the left, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, we are going to take a look and see what this Hypnotize does. So, Steve, I think you're just going to kind of start out playing somewhere left.
Yeah, I'm going to play in a spot I know is not correct. They hook a lot
and we'll see what
here.
it does. I'm expecting that this is just going to hook a ton, probably too early, because they are kind of dry to the left here. Yeah, see, picked up pretty early. That's kind of what we expected. So
and that was my first shot.
Yep, that was the first shot. As we said before, Steve has never thrown the Hypnotize before. That is the first shot. So he didn't. I mean, that's why I like doing these videos, is because it's kind of a surprise. That we don't know what the ball is going to do. We know what it should do, and we know what it theoretically is going to do, but until you throw that first shot with it, it's kind of it's always a mystery. So I think now Steve has a good idea of where it's going to hook and when it's going to hook. So he'll move in a little bit, obviously playing that far left with this ball. But this bowling center is very over-under. It does have the reputation for that, especially on the left. So a ball with that surface could smooth it out a lot. It could be really good.
Oh.
So how much did you move on that one?
That was about 5 and 3. I'm noticing the response in the back part of the lane is very similar to the Mesmerize. I can also feel the hybridness of the ball, because that did not struggle getting through the front part of the lane.
You remember when you threw your Mesmerize for the first time, what it did?
It was rounder and earlier, and I wasn't expecting it. So.
All right, now this ball's drilled pin up and your Mesmerize is pinned down, so this ball should be a little sharper, anyway, because it's hybrid, but you should be getting a decent sized back end on this thing. So we'll keep going. Let's keep throwing it there a little bit. Let's see what kind of expectation, what kind of reaction we can get out of it. Little double dribble. About the same for this place.
All right.
So
just a little right there.
Yeah. And you see it hit the pocket. It was a little, it wasn't flush in the pocket. It was a little, what should have been maybe a flat 7, but the core had the power to take that 7-pin out. So that's something I know, righties love that. I'm assuming that lefties like that a lot too, because lefties are usually forced to play left. So when the lanes dry up, they need to throw it a little harder and harder, and flat 7s are a thing. So any ball that can do that is definitely something lefties want to look at.
All right, so that one I just tried to shape a little bit more, keeping it inside like the last one. Just trying to see different different shapes and reactions of what this is going to do for me.
Throw this one a little slower, and let's see if it, how much shape we can actually get out of it.
Sure.
It's kind of an experiment. See what this thing does, because it's a pretty strong ball, and I mean the core is pretty strong. So let's see just how much we can make that core work. Oh, the big slow wheel. Ooh, that's a lot of shape on that thing.
That's responsive.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So when we take it out on the lanes, would you want to, I mean, that much hook are you more comfortable with a ball that does that, playing in more and kind of looping it to get more out of the ball like that? Or would you rather throw it harder so it's, and straighter and more direct so that you can control the shape a little better?
Yeah, my natural swing plane allows me to throw it usually too hard anyways. We've been working with slowing it down. So based on what I just saw there, I'm going to move another 3 and 2. Okay. I'm going to keep it that slow.
Okay, and, yeah, let's see what it does.
I expect a good response.
Yeah. Kind of like a different styles. So you see what it does for somebody that throws a little harder and straighter with the rev rate. Now, let's see what it can do for somebody that kind of slow hooks it a little more with that rev rate. Oh, wow, that's really good. Oh my God. Off your hand, I could tell that, oh man, that's a great shape. I saw it with that angle going out that way. I'm like, oh, that's going to be so good.
Yeah, this is going to be probably going to go right in the bag as a ball I can start with. It's very rare that you can get a ball where you can play wherever you want. I'm going to move back left from where I started and kind of give it a little bit more juice.
Yeah, sure.
We'll see what the reaction does.
Juice it up. Juice it up. Let's see what it does. Absolutely. So you guys, if you like the Hypnotize, you can get it at your local pro shop on February 20th is the release date. So definitely keep an eye out for that. And obviously, Brunswick social media. Whoa, oh my God. Yeah, you gave that the juice.
Wasn't my best effort.
It's all right. But you can see it's still red enough. It got a decent amount of the head pin. It almost messengered that 6-pin out. So that's pretty funny though. Wow. It's a lot of speed and a lot of revs there.
Let's see what this does compared to my Mesmerize now.
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to kind of go back to where I was playing, where I would kind of, start out league with. And
yeah, sure.
I expect this ball to start to read a little sooner.
Your Mesmerize has a little lane shine on it, looks like?
It does. It was 500 grit, but it has a lot of lane shine on it, so...
Okay. So it should be pretty smooth.
Should be very smooth.
So I know you tamed that thing down a little bit from what it was out of the box finish, because out of the box, that ball was just a monster. So let's see. So this is the original Mesmerize, released in what, like September, October? There's a lot more direct, it looked like. And
yeah, so I kept that one in. And yeah, that ball is very good, by the way, if you don't own one. Not to mention, if you follow the PBA Tour, kind of give a little bit away the date we're shooting this, but the Cheetah Open just happened, and a lot of Mesmerizes from all the Hammer Brunswick DV8 staffers were going down the lane.
The PBA patterns now are very high volume.
Yes.
So even the short patterns are very high volume. So balls like the Mesmerize, where people would have to use urethane before, there's maybe too much volume for urethane. So the Mesmerize look really good. I expect to see a lot of that. And now going forward, yeah, I can see it's
So
just a little less shape in the back, much slower. Yeah.
It's a slower response.
So you also have an Ethos hybrid here, right?
Yes.
So when do you usually bring this ball out of your bag?
This is a transitional ball for me. I usually don't get to this ball until second or third game if we're bowling league, and maybe mid to end block if I'm bowling, 6 or 8 games. So
okay, yeah. So let's throw this a couple of times and see what the Hypnotize does.
I will stand in the same spot. I do expect this to not strike, just because this ball is not as strong. But you can see.
Never know, I guess. Been surprised before. So this is the Brunswick Ethos hybrid. Also, a hybrid like the Hypnotize. Yeah, definitely weaker. It's definitely a ball you want the lanes to either start off with a little less volume or just to break down a little bit.
That's what I expected from that. So I can already tell that this Hypnotize is going to fit right in between these. The Ethos Hybrid's going to be a little bit of a shinier option with more transition or just more hook. And
all right, so let's take this Hypnotize and let's go in even more and just try to slow hook it. Just for, there's a couple of lefties out there that probably just wheel the lane with this thing. Let's see what you can do. I don't know if it'll work in this bowling center, but I don't know. Maybe. We'll find out. So let's give it a shot. See if we can really put this ball to test, see what it can do. Oh, the big wheel. Oh, my Lord. What do you think about that?
wow.
Well, I swear I thought you were going to pick like 6 off the left corner. No, there's an option in your bag. You can pull that out every now and then.
Should we, for fun, see how much further right we can go?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Why not? That's what these videos are for, right? They're for experimenting. They're not just for striking. They're just to kind of see what the ball can do.
And after 2 shots, I already knew this ball was going to be very versatile. So don't recommend playing 6th Arrow Bowling League, but it's good to know you can if you really want to.
Yeah, let's give it a shot. For funsies, right? All right, so Steve is lining up in front of the ball return, which you've probably never seen a lefty do in your life before, people. But Steve is a special lefty. So let's see what this thing does. Okay, we get there? All right, you know what? Do the same thing, but get a little more left. I think maybe you can get it there. You're gonna kind of play in the same place and just get it a little more left, maybe into the dry a little sooner.
I'm also gonna get a little air underneath this. They're
the 6th Arrow loft.
Super tight and
okay.
Yeah, for funsies.
For funsies, yeah. I mean, there are righties that play here. I mean, this is a fresh house shot, so the right and the left should be about the same. Yeah, let's try it out, see if it works. Absolutely. So, Steve is very in front of the ball return. The big loft. Oof. I think that would work when the lanes are a little drier. Probably not for the fresh.
Maybe 20 games from now.
But again, I mean, the ball, it looked like it really wanted to come back. And I know watching you bowl a lot down here in South Florida that you're able to get the ball to hook a lot, but you don't have a lot of bowling balls that actually do this for you on the back end. So because you actually intentionally drill a lot of your stuff very tame. Because you don't want to have to move to where you're just throwing that ball, because the righties are probably all just destroyed it.
Yes, I like to see my ball roll early. Typically with asymmetrical balls, I keep the mass bias in my thumb. I drill through it, or it's right next to it. I drilled this 2 inches away, which for me is a lot.
I like it. I think you should do some more stuff like this.
That big shape.
Big shape.
Let's go back to
Steve's moved back. His feet are on about 27-ish. So throw kind of a normal shot here. There we go. Looks good. Looks good. Got any final thoughts on this one?
I'm going to say that this one will be a very, very good piece to add. It fits in a spot if you like, sticking with Brunswick equipment. And after about 10 shots, very highly recommended.
Yeah, the ball looks really good. I was impressed. I know you were a little worried because this is a much stronger layout than you usually use, but I think looking at what this ball does on the lane, that there's no fear at all throwing this ball on almost anything, really.
I would agree. Add this to the very versatile list.
Yep.
Something you can use on the fresh.
Yeah, right to the top of the lineup, right?
Something that will even probably fight through the transition a little more than maybe your Mesmerize, which is gonna, maybe be too slow down lane, and save you from having to make extra ball changes, which...
Yeah, absolutely. You can play in like 3 different zones with this ball.
Yeah.
You can go like 3rd arrow, and then you just move in 4th arrow, and even if you have to, 5th arrow, and you can probably just stay with this thing for a while, and that's always a good thing. You don't want to be switching a lot of balls during tournaments if that's your thing.
That is correct.
All right, so let's take this back into the pro shop, and we'll wrap it up. All right, so that's our video for the Brunswick Hypnotize. If you've got any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I answer all the questions and comments I get. Also, like and subscribe. It's appreciated. Helps the channel out as we're fighting the YouTube algorithm. And we'll be back. Thanks a lot to Steve Johnson. I'm sure he'll be back for a future video. And until our next video, we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you, guys.